Hey, is his name Jadeveon? How do you pronounce his first name?
Jadeveon. Jadeveon.
Is it changed now?
Jadeveon.
Jadeveon. Yeah, he's Jadeveon. No, Clowney's an interest, but I wanted to bring this question up because Bears still have a ton of money left. And for me, right, that means that you can still add assets to this team. Jadeveon Clowney, as a big money guy, is not the guy you want. But as a guy that can come in, rotate in, add pressure off of the edge, off of that opposite edge, should the Chicago Bears try and snag Jadeveon Clowney? He just went in for a meeting with the Ravens today. I understand that. But you still got money. And realistically, looking at the two defenses, Bears might be in a better position right now just going forward. But again, it's all on paper. But should the Bears be looking to snag a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, boys, to add to this defense? Or are you good with the Yannick Ngakoue, DeMarcus Walker, Justin Jones, Andrew Billings, and riding with the rookies?
Nah, this is still a stopgap. Shout out to my man, Drew Byman. What's happening, homie? Yeah, fresh bodies do lead to sacks. I mean, we can get more people, more fresh, or a better rotation, then, we can do something with that. I mean, Clowney, to me, he doesn't hurt. To me, it's just like the Yannick signing. It's a 1-year deal. So
for sure.
Why not stack up on these one? This to me says we can at least make the playoffs this year. We have expectations, and I'd rather that did we give up any picks, our first round pick for next year?
We have 2 first-round picks next year.
All right.
We have our pick and we have Carolina.
Right. So I know we have Carolinas. So we still have an extra one. So we have 2 number ones. And I was just going to say, our pick is not going to be worth anything if we get to at least a 20. I don't see this like Super Bowl contending type team, but at least we make it to the playoffs. So why not?
Depends. It depends because it's weird, right? Because here's the thing. We got Carolina's pick. Carolina, our pick was what, 10th this year, right? That's what we took Darnell Wright, 10th.
Well, we traded down.
So 11th overall. 11th overall.
We had 8. What were we at 8?
No, we were number 1.
At 1. We traded back to 10 with Carolina, and then we ended up with the 11th overall pick because we traded back one more time with Indianapolis, right?
Say that again.
Was that Indy we traded with?
No,
in the draft.
No, we traded down with Carolina.
No, we traded with Carolina to get the number, or for them to get the number 1 and us to get DJ Moore.
Right.
Remember, in the draft, we traded down 1 spot
with the Eagles.
Yeah. Did them a solid, right?
Yeah, because that's what
we traded down 1 spot. We don't go get Darnell Wright, but that was still a top 10 pick with 7 wins. That was a 7-win team last year. So I can't sit here and tell you one way or the other that somebody's guaranteed to be top or bottom of the division because a 7-win team last year had the 10th pick in the draft.
I thought they got that from someone else. They were a Super Bowl contender. They had traded. I thought they had Miami's pick.
I think they had that too. That's why they were willing to trade it.
That was that pick. Yeah, 7 and 10.
But Miami's pick wouldn't have been high last year. Miami was a good football team.
I don't think they did that well, from what I remember.
Who? Miami?
They had someone else's pick. They were
once they got
they went to the Super Bowl. They didn't have their pick. That pick was 32 or whatever.
No,
or 31.
Oh, you talk about Philly. I'm not talking about Philly. I'm saying Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Carolina's pick.
Yeah.
Yes, the pick that Philly
Carolina's
traded
pick was 9th.
Pick. Carolina's pick. Oh, so he was 10th. Whatever it is. Carolina's pick was 9th. We traded down for the 9th pick, right?
Correct, to get to 10.
What I'm saying is they had the 9th pick with 7 wins.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, if the Bears are a 7-8 win team this season, 9-win team, whatever it is, it really just depends on where the rest of the league is because there's so much, there's so much mediocrity. You think about it, you got your top teams, then everybody else that's in the playoffs now is 9-8, 10-7, right? That's the middle of your pack right now.
Well, it's more about the parity. Every year, injuries, whatever, coach changes. The Bears, technically, I think they actually have the position. They're in position to really probably break out. I mean, this team could really do something.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's not going to just be on this defense to do something. I mean, if they do what they did last year with Fields, and he's just moderately better in passing, and then this defense is actually able to hold and sustain drives, it looks like we were the number 1 team in rushing, right?
Yeah.
So just imagine he can actually hit some of those guys. Some of those balls that got dropped, where they across the middle, You know, there was certain key moments that these receivers were dropping passes. If we are able to change those, if we don't have the Velus Jones fumbles and we don't have some of those,
It's so funny.
I mean, we don't have some of those errors like that. We were in a lot of games, and I think they just basically tanked and was like, you know what, we're going to shut this down.
Man, I hope Velus make my cut 'em tape look like a straight moron, because to me, right, like he's had a great camp, but it's just one of those things where it's like, man,
It'll never look bad, Pat, because he
Prove
looked
me-
bad that season.
Hey,
He looked real bad that season.
hey, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That's all I say. But at the end of the day, right, like, would you guys take Jadeveon Clowney on a low money deal?
Yeah, I would take him as a you know, as a stockpile, some talent.
I think
What's
'cause
low money?
I mean, Justin Houston got what? What did Justin Houston just get?
I don't know, but Justin Houston
I'll
like
pull it
led
up
the
for you
league.
real quick.
Did he lead the league in sacks last year or something?
Ain't no way he led the league in sacks.
No, he
last
went
year.
crazy. He had a
Myles
great
Garrett
year.
had 16 sacks last year. It ain't no way.
He had a great year last year.
He did have a great year. I'm not denying
He
that.
signed a 1 year, $7
he was on the
million
Ravens, right?
contract.
He had 9.5 sacks last year. You said he signed what, kid?
This says he signed a 1 year. This is Sport Trek, by Spot Trek, Sport Trek, whatever. 1 year, $7 million contract.
Okay. Probably with some incentives, all that in there. So 1 mil, 7
It's a 1
or 1 year,
salary.
7 mil. Y'all want to know who Jadeveon Clowney is not? He's not as good as 35-year-old Justin Houston.
I just remember
He had 2 sacks last year. You know what I mean? But I also think that the situation in Cleveland kind of ended up deteriorating, basically. Can you get him in here for a $5 million deal? Because I think that's the thing right now. Jadeveon doesn't have an option.
he's a 9-sack
A guy
type
who
dude.
we all believe is better than you and had a better season last year than you did just signed for $7 million 1 year. I got this 1 year, $5 million deal, and the $5 million probably has some incentives for you to get to the 5.
How much
he
cap
played.
space do we?
I
I think
he,
we still got $25 million under the cap.
Then,
Yeah, he
hey,
was-
listen. Then why are we holding on to this money? We can't take it with us.
I mean, you can actually. Yeah, we actually hit.
Listen,
yeah, we-
it's a
we-
1 year deal.
No, I'm saying we actually can take this money with us. Like we can roll it over into.
I
next
know we can.
season.
You get what I'm trying to say. Like if
man.
we don't use it and it just sits there and we just had 25 million that we didn't use to shore up anything else. It makes no sense. It's just dead money at that point. Use the money. Make those soldiers work.
No,
Money is
that's
a
what I'm
tool
saying.
to be used.
It's not dead money. Like it literally can like roll over into next season. You can.
Yeah,
use
but
it.
if it's a 1 year deal, you get that money back anyway, theoretically, if you follow me.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah, he was hurt, or maybe he was hurt. He only played like 10 games. He played in 12. He started 10 of them, and he had 2 sacks last year. But he had 9 sacks.
Hey, in 12 games, you shouldn't have 2 sacks. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, we
that's
don't
a
know
lot
if he
of
was,
games.
but he might have been hurt, and then you're
Yeah.
not the same dude. Like he had 9 sacks the year before that.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing. He didn't do anything in Tennessee. He had 3 sacks in Seattle, and he had 9 sacks. He had a pair of 9-sack seasons against Houston. So he's an average, defensive end. But I'll take 9 sacks for $5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, here's the thing: you have to sign him with the theoretic thought process that he probably might not get that again.
yeah.
Maybe you get 5. Maybe you get. But to me, right, he's a guy that, and somebody said it in here, a one-trick pony. I really do think he is a one-trick pony, but he's a guy that creates pressure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt for 1 year. We know we're still going to go in the draft. We know we're still going to still build, and if we can shore up the O-line and the D-line in next year's draft, because we now have a quarterback and he works out, that we're winning.
Yeah.
So I love it. We're in a great spot. I mean, shout out to King Poles.
Shout out to King Poles, man. Appreciate Ryan Poles for rebuilding this team in a way that we can feel confident about it coming into the season. I like what the Bears have, man, coming into this training camp. I'm really excited about where this team is heading. I'm really excited. I know everybody's kind of worried about what we're seeing on the offensive side of the ball. I will say this as well, and Tom Waddle to me said this best today. Don't worry about what you're seeing offense versus defense this week, because they're not scheming anything. And they've said this multiple times. They're not scheming anything for anybody that